All right, Dogecoin holders, welcome back. Let's talk about what we have coming this week. And I want to highlight some stuff that we're seeing here on the charts. And we've been filled with a lot of volatility, okay, whether it be from the China-US tariffs kicking back up or just the government shutdown, or we could even get into potentially that whole debacle within the order book on Binance, if that caused the sell-offs as a cascade effect. Who really knows? All I know is that this is something where if you did have some positions and some orders in the works, you were able to make some serious gains as the market has rebounded a little bit. We'll talk about the green day we're having today. And if you are new to the channel, awesome. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe down below if you hold Dogecoin, because we're going to be talking about the price prediction post a recovery attempt to rebound as the United States-China rhetoric kind of has calmed down and the markets are starting to kind of get back into suit. So let's get into it. If we are going to look at the top 100, this is kind of what we have going on today. We'll go down the Dogecoin, still 8th in market cap, trading at a 20 cents level. Okay, now this is where we had some very serious wicks where you could have got Dogecoin pretty much at 18 cents. 16 cents was the low point over the last 30 days. And I'll share with you guys kind of the trading view is what we're looking at right now. But before we do that, make sure you guys check out my link down below. If you are a leverage trader and you can use BITUNIX where you're located, this is where you'll get a 25% bonus, deposit bonus to your futures account for new users. This is the exchange that I use personally. Just make sure it's right for you where you're located, understand their terms and conditions. And if you want to start trading with me today, that is the link where you can get that sign up promotion. All right. But let's look at the chart a little bit. And this is what I was alluding to, right? I see this red candle. This is where we wick down essentially below 10 cents for a very brief moment in time. And a lot of people I did talk to think that there was something going on with the order book on Binance that caused a little bit of a turmoil, and it basically took the markets by storm. But if you zoom in a little bit and we look at actually what happened on the daily, that got wiped out, and we have kind of resumed business as normal. And you can kind of see these are hourly candles, mind you, okay? But still, nonetheless, this is where if we look back at what happened over the weekend, you can see this very sharp uptick in volume, basically buying Doge on the dip. That's exactly what happened. This was a nice recovery attempt, and we'll get into kind of the deeper angles to be seen with this, because this is, as we talked about it, guys, it's a chart where I've talked about Dogecoin and my opinion on it, right? We've had a very serious amount of movement, and I will say, from the people that are trading and looking at this right now, this is just right on par with what we're dealing with right now, okay? We still are up on this upward channel. We've seen numerous rejection when we tried to dip below this, and this is the 5th time basically since June that we have done this. It's pretty, I'm gonna zoom in as best as I can. It might be hard to see it. This is a pretty good view at it, but you can see kind of this recovery that we are gonna make here, and it's looking like we are going to trend up back. And I would say that Dogecoin, and this is not financial advice, I'll never tell you guys to buy or sell crypto, but this is something where 23 cents looks like Dogecoin will reclaim that very shortly, and will continue this same trajectory that we've been on pretty much over the last 6 months, okay? That's how I view it. It just was a hiccup. I don't think it's anything long-standing. It'll be interesting to see how this week plays out after we've had all of that volatility, but still, Dogecoin around 20 cents. Would not shock me whatsoever if we sniffed 30 cents, just like we did back in May, July, and on the September 12th, 13th date, where we did cross above 30 cents ever so briefly. But that's kind of where I'm at. That's how I view it. So let's get into the conversation, and this is what matters, okay? We'll look at Doge, and this is the attempt to reclaim the lost ground, the stabilization after a very heavy capitulation phase that we did dip below 18 cents. The rebound towards 20, 21 cents, we brought back a lot of that short-term demand. And if we look at kind of the daily, this is where we see the resistance at around 23 cents for Doge. And that's what I've been saying. It's pretty much 20 to 23 cents. That's kind of the lower floor. 23 to 27 cents. That's kind of where Dogecoin is looking to trade. It's where it's comfortable consolidating in. And then we just have that 27 to 30 and 30 cents and above, where that is that breakout zone that we just have to breach through that 30 cent psychological barrier, in my personal opinion, okay? But if we can close above the 100 and 200 day moving averages, this is where you could see a close above that Bollinger Band could renew active participation, opening the door to 25, 26 Doge if we are going to talk about it, okay? And as we've looked at some of the on-chain net flows, there was almost $14 million in net flows from October 13th. That did highlight some of the selling pressure, but the continuous outflows that we did see does kind of inject some caution to the market, okay? I think that a lot of people are preferring, as this article alludes to withdraw their holdings rather than deploy new capital. But if we've seen a drop flow in the outflow magnitude, that indicates that extreme fear may be easing, which would be very nice to see, because that would transition us from fear, from panic, into an accumulation stage for Dogecoin, okay? And just to kind of reiterate how transitory this could be, you can look into this quote right here from Trump. Don't worry about China, it will be fine. President Xi just had a bad moment. The USA wants to help China, not hurt it. And then Amit is investing on X, posts, oh my God, the most hated V-shape 2.0 coming up. So if we are looking for a V-shape recovery, that's where you can look into the beginning of a V-shape 2.0 recovering that we saw earlier in this year. So that was the 1.0, if you will. But what we look into, right, is kind of how eager the market is to take on risk, right? If we have interest rates dropping, if we have good macro, I think that's kind of where meme coins, Dogecoin alike, that's where we have a very opportunistic market where traders are going to look to take advantage of more risk on assets. And I think that's kind of what we've seen and what's led us to, you know, the 24, 25, 26, 27 cents Dogecoin, with the upside breaking through that 30 cents. Okay. So the age old question, if we will see a path for Dogecoin, that does hinge on whether, you know, the market sentiment can remain positive. For me and what I'm doing, guys, we're still in that zone, right? That 20 to 27 cents range where Dogecoin consolidating. It's still a hold for me personally. I was a buyer of Doge way back this year at a 9, 10, 11 cents price. But the one thing that we're going to be watching and tracking here this week is if we can see that short-term recovery trend towards a 25, 26 cents Dogecoin. We do fail to hold 20 cents. That's where we could see a lot of volatility and selling pressure ensue. But guys, I think that we are very comfy in this zone where we talked about it here on the charts, right? And this is where I looked at Dogecoin to recover and get back above 23 cents very shortly. And then this is kind of the range where I do look for Dogecoin to continue to ascend in until we do have an outbreak above 30 cents and beyond. Okay, so I'll leave you all with that. Appreciate you tuning in. Thank you for being part of the channel. If you have not, hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. There is a hype button now on YouTube. If you guys want to hit that, I appreciate it. I do want to thank all you guys for watching till the end of this video, and we'll see you all in the next video. Cheers.